Sports.
Sports.
Neighborhood best.
What's up, John?
Man, did you guys check out the Olympics?
It's going.
You want to go right there?
Jumping
Yeah.
in there. Yeah, you know what? I saw something. I saw something
No,
today,
okay.
actually. 3-on-3 basketball. 3-on-3.
That's pretty
I
cool.
was watching
You know,
one of them, but it was just it was the women's, but it looked like they had full teams.
I don't
Men
really
and
like
women.
watch it in general, to be honest. Like,
But-
I just don't really watch it in general. I never really watch sports too much, to be honest, unless I was kind of
fun
at
to
a bar.
watch because they mostly play them in the morning, and so you gotta like be on it
Throughout
too.
the day.
And then,
Yeah, I like hockey. You know, I'll watch hockey, but
Yeah.
from basketball here and there. But
Amy set up alarm for like 4 a.m. to get up to watch like the swimming or something like that this morning.
get your
So
ass
she
up.
actually, yeah.
Swimming,
So
nice.
she likes to watch. Yeah, she likes swimming, any ice skating and ping pong and
Gymnastics.
stuff like
What
See,
about
that.
that?
That's
Yeah,
fun to do, though.
she
You
loves
know,
that.
I remember
Love
James
that
used to go to like some bar like
Like,
5 a.m. to go watch a soccer game. Like, do
oh
all,
yeah.
That's
all,
fun too. I've done that with a group of friends, and I'm not even into soccer, but it is fun rallying around with everyone, especially when the team wins that everybody's rooting for.
I know.
So,
It's a real bummer when it doesn't work out.
everybody-
it's like, you know how early I got up this morning?
You're just depressed. You're like, man.
in
It feels
spirit of
weird
the Olympics,
about it.
we're going to talk about sports.
Sports. Participation.
I'm still tripping out on the whole desecration of this opening scene. I don't know. Like, I mean, everybody does their whole little, like, desecration of like people pose as Jesus that are like, like, so it's just kind of interesting that like people are getting like super offended. I know it was
Yeah,
I think the only
it's
offended part
French.
was the
I get it, though. I can see why it pisses people off.
Oh yeah, I get why it pisses people off, but it's French though. The French are notorious for poking their nose at things like that. That's the idea.
Hey. Is this
Yeah.
No, I mean in a good way. In a good way. Like Voltaire was saying all sorts of stuff where it's like, oh come on, and there's always been it's like part of the culture of it where you kind of, poke a little fun at religion. I mean, there's a very like Charlie Hebdo and all that style of like where they do graphics that are making fun of things and
I don't know. I don't care. Whatever.
Wait, you don't
America,
care about the
baby.
data, or they-
America.
well, I mean, I don't know, that stuff's could be controversial.
It
Comedic
is.
side, showing their comedic side.
But I also think some people are getting upset
There's a monkey out there.
because they shit out just didn't like it. Like I'm one that I didn't like it, but I'm not like I didn't like it where like I can't turn off the TV. You know what I mean? Like anybody could turn off the TV and not watch it. I didn't like it because I just didn't think it was artistic to me. I just thought it was stupid. And I'm just being
You didn't like
frank right
Gojira?
there.
You didn't think
No,
Gojira?
well, I was saying about that. There's like that's something too. Like there's no denying. Everybody knows that just metal like that's been big in just Europe in general for forever.
In a separate chat, John was talking about. We were talking about it, and he was just saying like, "Wow, man, like that's like that's a big accomplishment for like a band to get there. Especially a metal band." And he was talking about times like I saw this band open up for this band, and and it's like I was just like I've even commented on like social media. I was like people were talking crap. I'm like, dude, it's like Marie Antoinette and it's Gojira. It's pretty cool. It's like it's not a big deal. It's better than all that weird stuff they showed, like of the blue guy dancing around all weird.
Yeah, because it was more like
Pan.
history,
He was
right?
Pan.
I don't care what the hell it was. It's just like when this is over, dude. Like this is a waste of time.
When is this over?
I thought the big guy was Indian.
James, most people I know wouldn't know who the fuck that was or what they were doing, and most people don't. Most people arguing on that side don't know. You do. You are one of the few people that I do know would know that.
You're all panned out, dude.
But this is on both sides. On that on the other side, the right wing side, everybody all pissed off about it. Really, I don't even think they're pissed off really over the Christian thing. I think they're using that, or the whole Last Supper. I think they're using that as more ammo to say why this wasn't right, instead of just saying, "Hey, I didn't like seeing some weird gay stuff going on there that I don't agree with." You know what I mean?
Yeah, that shit made me uncomfortable, and I don't want my kids watching that shit. But to be honest, I don't even watch
some people are
so.
always going to be uncomfortable with it, right?
Yeah. And I'm not a father, so I can't say anything about that. You know,
what's
to be
that
honest
one
about
famous dance place in Paris, right? They made a movie about it.
The Moulin Rouge.
Moulin Rouge. You know, that's all. I mean,
so what the hell that mean, James?
It's part of the culture.
Oh, you know, Moulin Rouge.
It's French. It's French.
So
show a guy's nutsack. Let's show a guy's ball.
Here's where the other argument comes in sometimes too. When I hear that sometimes, this has been happening forever. This is blah blah. Well, if all this other stuff is happening forever that we have banned now, shouldn't it have? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's on both sides, and I don't have the answer for it. But
well, here's the thing.
I think it's funny. Thing. I like seeing people argue over it.
No, that's the thing. It's meant to divide people. That's what it accomplishes job.
Inspire
and that's
people.
The way I see it. Not inspired. It's meant to divide, dude.
Okay, maybe don't interrupt me.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Yeah, well, I think you did mean to, and I also think that you meant to put the damn onions on my steak.
Oh, we
divided more people.
Come on, do we want to include everybody? It's like, you know, half the world hates that, and the other half is religious and they hate that. So it's just like, okay, this 25% of these people want to do the show and show the whole world, and like, you have to look at it and you have to accept it. You have to be all about it. It's like, no, we don't. Like, just leave us alone. We want to see some fucking sports, dude.
Sports.
Yeah,
sports.
Your best against our best. Not some blue guy.
3v3 basketball right now.
That's it. Let's get to the basketball.
Shout out to Ice Cube bringing that shit.
3v3 basketball.
So what are you guys watching on there?
I usually watch just like highlights here and there, because like at work I'll probably like watch a little bit here and there. But like I've been watching the women's volleyball. Like, it's kind of trippy, like just getting little snippets. But yeah, rugby is like the
rugby. That is, it's entertaining. Man. It's very entertaining. It's like,
that's a tough sport.
It's because we have
it's
really
like football, it's like football, but there's no kicks or throws, or there is throws.
Soccer, football.
But it's almost like you could keep passing it to each other over and over, just like.
Yeah, I think
and that's the way
like pass it back.
Yeah, and I think they score 5 points at a time, and then they get some type of field goal, which is like 2 points.
Yeah, I don't know how the scoring system works, but I had heard that there's it's women's rugby is a little bit more exciting.
It's crazy because, and the other thing is they're not wearing gear or anything, but they're knocking each other, they're tackling each other. There's no head-on collisions that like are intentionals. But they're like literally even pulling each other's clothes and just getting piles. Even they have a setup where, like, when it's almost like they have to reset up who's going to get the ball. They have them all huddled in it. They have like about 4 people on each side, and they're all grabbing each other like this. And they have one other person on one side and one other person up there, and they have to go and like grab the ball in the middle. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I watched it for like 2 hours today.
Oh, you're in locked in.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, who are you going for? They call that a scrum, I think, when they all get together, and then whatever happens in.
I was watching Canada and New Zealand. And I was going for Canada.
Canada.
Yeah.
Did you see the boxing? I saw, because that's the big old controversy thing right now too.
I haven't.
USA.
Because like I guess I guess they had a trans girl fight like a regular girl, and everyone's like, and then of course the trans won.
What was it? It was in boxing, you said?
Yeah, it was like women's boxing, and it was like a trans woman, which was a man who transitioned to a woman, boxing a biological woman, and he beat the shit out of her.
That's we'll have to see how that looks, you know, what that is.
We're gonna have to fact check that. John, is it true when you used to be a dancer, they used to call you John Bottoms?
Imani.
John's Dirty Bottoms. No, but I think also with the women's rugby thing, like there's more attention to it because we got this massive freaking woman in the freaking women's, and people are like, is she female? Is that actually a female? Because you can't tell anymore, and it is a female, right? And it's kind of messed up because she acts off like, you know, femme-like. People are like, what? Is she really a female? It's kind of messed up. So we still live in that time, woman.
Yeah. What's the time do I give her the credit or do I not give her the credit?
Yeah, because I mean, she looked like the way she like just tosses the other women around. It's just like, poof.
Yeah. I mean, there's some hefty women out there, man. You know,
like whoa,
and they'll whoop your ass. You know, that whole controversy about you know, biological male, biological female, all that stuff. You know,
yeah.
what do you guys think about that? Do you think that should be allowed in like
Well,
sports,
shout out
especially the
Ilana
world
Mayer.
sports?
Well, it's messed up with the whole boxing thing for sure, right? They even made a scary movie, made a sketch comedy, all right? It's like, oh, what happens if this woman was Mike Tyson? If Mike Tyson decides one day that he wants to be a female, like, would you let them? And the guy's like, well, the law says that he is able to do it. And then they show like this skit from Scary Movie. I think Scary Movie 3, where like Mike Tyson's actually a female, and she's beating the
So
crap
actually
out. Yeah, so it's actually she's actually beating the crap out of like Anne Ferris, the girl that's like, oh, you know,
Oh yeah, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
yeah, when she goes to China, she's like Yokusami, Mitsubishi,
But
teriyaki.
the thing is, I don't think there's too many guy athletes that really care if a women's playing in their league. I would think it'd be
but
like
Well,
you know what I
because
mean?
there
Like
isn't.
what guys that like you're gonna feel like, you know, like I'm not gonna lose against a girl. Not to say they
Yeah.
can't be, and they'll probably be more butthurt if they did get lost by
yeah,
a girl.
I think it's the safety thing.
Yeah, and I don't know again because I'm not a woman. I don't play women's sports, but I would, as
Are you sure?
if I were a woman, and not yet. It's the Olympics next year or next time. But if you're a woman and then you have a guy playing against you that you feel has that more advantage or natural advantage or however you want to call that, that could be really fucked up. That's, you know,
Yeah, that's
like
a
Well,
whole.
that
it wouldn't hurt
woman
me.
lost the Olympics. She lost the Olympics to a biological male who transitioned to a female, who has
Yeah.
like the upper body strength, the natural
That'd be
build.
messed up because Olympians train their whole fucking life, so I could see be really fucking pissed off about something.
It's a difficult conversation because you have to start to, you know, make sure we're talking about fairness, because there is fairness in allowing and wanting participation, but then there's fairness on the competitive side of things,
Well,
where there are certain things that are different.
Yes,
Now, like the one would argue about hormone blockers that because they're blocking, and I can't speak on, I'm not, you know, informed enough to know the right language for it all, but you know, if you're taking a hormone blocker, does that qualify, or there's enough of an like things happening hormonally internally that it's equal? Is that fair enough, or does the history of someone disqualifying them on a competitive where you're just not in that category, you know, just like there's welterweight and there's lightweight and stuff like that.
Hormones be considered like steroids too? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Should it be that way? You know, it's genetically
kind of
alternating something. But also, like, if you just think about it, like when you're a little kid, you know, like, hey, I'm playing Little League, but I'm from this age to this age and this age to this age. Oh, why don't they just combine us all together? You know?
Yeah,
I feel like I'm that old. I feel like I'm that young. You know what I mean? Like, some fucking high schooler whoops the shit out of fucking some elementary school.
I can see major sports organizations eventually broaching this conversation.
Well, no, they've already
in a very public way. You know, the Olympics has right now, because I've read a little bit while we were talking. The boxer has been disqualified in other organizations, but was allowed to compete in the Olympics, because it is something where each organization has to make a decision, like, how do we want to approach this?
Yep.
So that is fascinating.
That's in France.
Viva la France.
But I mean, the Olympics is also its own body, right?
Sacre bleu.
Sacre bleu.
One thing I think we could all agree on is people just got to be nice to each other.
Oh man! All right. On that note.
All right, everybody. I'm out.
Sports.